Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Last Cloudia. Today we're going to be discussing the first banner of 2022. Now before we get to the banner, I do want to do a quick shout out to Awesome Games Done Quick. Right now we've raised over $1.1 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and we still got a few more days left of the charity marathon. Feel free to check them out live on Twitch TV, or if you want to see the videos after the fact, check it out on YouTube when they post it about a day or two after each show. Now, onward to the actual banner itself. And our first character of the year is going to be Ardine. So, this character lists really good stats overall. We're looking at 1510 for strength, 1182 for defense. So he's going to be what you would consider your physical DPS character. Stats as far as resistances, he's actually got good resistance to fire and thunder, slight resistance to wind, and then of course he has a couple of weaknesses and he's nil to ice. And as far as the ailment resistances, he's actually nil to poison and resistant to both blind and curse. So overall, good for the kind of character that he is. Just keep in mind that when you look at his skills, he is on paper a no attribute attack character, because everything is just a specific type of attack. So you're not worried about any specific elements on paper here. One thing that should be noted, well, there's two things that should be noted. His S3 basically launches the enemies up into the air, so you might want to take advantage of skills like Sky High if you want to get more damage with that. And then for the special itself, it does have a damage cap of 5,000, so just keep that in mind as well. Now, taking a look at his traits. First trait is going to be Trickster. We got boost skills with a seal. Seals cannot be stacked. Battle start, recover MP plus 10%. Auto activate seal. Power charge only activates when set. So, my understanding is this character has a multiple set of seals that can be used. Only one seal can actually be active at a time, so you will only get one effect based off of whatever seal you are using. Now for Rebellion, we have physical damage plus 40%, physical damage cap 3,000, physical damage cap 3,000 more against boss monsters, chance to gradually boost strength when taking physical damage, max of 50%, resets after each wave. So the more the fight goes on, the stronger he gets, and he's basically considered a boss slayer on paper here. Let's take a look at the other stuff. So he has some magic here. He has an anima for starters. So this anima, all enemies defense minus 20%. Only while unit is alive. Doesn't stack with other animas. So lowering everyone's defense by 20 is huge for any physical damage character. Definitely good to see when you build your team full of physical DPSs. We have the multiple seals here. So this is what we were talking about earlier. So remember, you're only allowed to have one active seal at a time, if I read this correctly. So depending on which one you equip will determine what benefits you'll get. Now, if you try to equip multiple, I'm assuming the game will just default choose one, but I don't know how exactly that works. So let's start with the first seal of Power Charge. It says the skill attacks use 5 MP for damage, plus 25% damage, cap for 2,500, and when set, strength plus 10%. Okay, so hold on a minute. So I guess if it's not set, you get everything but the strength plus 10%. That kind of doesn't make sense to me, because I figured that if you equip a set, you get all the abilities, not just part of it. So either that or it's just worded weird. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming that you get none of this unless it's actually equipped, but I'm not too sure. Or do you just activate the spell and that's what makes the seal happen? So maybe you can have all these seals equipped and you'll get the first part of the ability, but then when you cast the spell, which sets the ability, you get whatever the set bonus is, which in this case is 10%. That might be what they're aiming for here. So if I'm wrong, please let me know. Again, I'm just reading it and trying to learn it as I read it. Next seal is the Poison Charge. So skill activates use 5 MP for a chance to inflict poison. When set, damage to enemies with a status ailment plus 20%. So yeah, I'm thinking that the first part you get by just having it equipped, and then when you actually cast the spell, you get the added bonuses, depending on whatever spell you would cast. I think that's how it works. Moving on, so Heavy Charge. So a skill attacks use 15 MP for enemies to be more likely to faint. 100% break, which is great. When set, damage to enemies in faint or break plus 20%. We have the Flame Call. It says skill attack use 10 MP to change attribute to fire. Damage cap 5,000. When set, fire skill damage plus 30%. Okay, so he has the ability to either stay neutral or go to fire if, they're weaker to fire. I'm sorry, not weaker to fire. It just straight up changes it to fire. There's nothing to do with weakness here. Sorry. Interesting. All right. And then Stone Call, skill attack is 10 MP to change the attribute to Earth. Damage cap 5,000, and when set, Earth skill damage plus 30%. And the Dragon Buster. So, skill attacks use 50 MP for damage plus 100%. 59,999 damage cap against dragons. When set, physical attacks are effective against dragons. Wow, that's a lot of damage cap. But again, as far as specific type, obviously he's a Dragon Slayer. So I get it. Cool. Like I said, as far as how the seals work, I'm still not 100% sure. Like I said, I'm assuming it's either you have one activated. When you have them equipped, the first part of each skill activates, but then when you actually you cast the spell for 0 MP to set one, you get whatever the added ability at the end is. That's how I think it works. But again, I'm not too sure. He comes with Fighting Spirit 3 and 4, so just more physical damage, more HP. He has Illusion and then Sand Step. So Sand Step boosts movement speed and a chance to evade physical attacks. So it's the same thing as Illusion except with speed. We have Soldier Mastery. We've seen this before. Basically, if he's a soldier, typing strength plus 10%. Physical attacks are effective against snipers. And damage taken from them is minus 10%. Auto Brave, Auto Protect. We got Crusade, which is a new one. Continuous critical and haste effects. So we're really starting to see some really interesting combination of skills here. But yeah, critical and haste is definitely what you want from a physical damage character. Pride 2. Very good. No attribute attack raise plus 2. No attribute critical raise. Weak point boost, Pose of Honor. Now, Pose of Honor, you might be confused. Why are you trying to boost MP? Because a lot of his skills take MP to use. So this is part of how you mitigate the MP loss. This is a skill that I use a lot for Eliza. And even for Roy. Because, as you're destroying characters or enemies, you're regenerating some of the MP that would have been lost. So this is actually a huge help. The only other thing that I would recommend is using L of Honor as well. If you're doing multi-wave fights, that'll also help you regen some MP. And I think there's another one too. There's one that some mages used to use back in the old days that restore like 30% MP at the end of each wave or whatever, but I can't think of what it's called. But those are ways to help mitigate all the MP loss. So for anyone that's worried that all of his skills is going to drain his MP and he won't be able to do anything, as long as you have certain things equipped, you shouldn't have a problem with MP. We also have Blessed Speed. We have Dual Wield, so the Church of Dual Wield is going to be excited about this. We got Sword High Boost. We got Machine Boost. We got Machine Mega Boost, which you'd like seeing the Mega Boost. Damage cap is always good. Quick Reload. Now, I think there's only one, possibly two characters that have the skill. It's a fantastic skill. When using a skill, a chance to recover 50% SCT for the skill that was used. Really, really cool. We have Indomitable Spirit, we have Combo Master 2, we have Chance Drive, Giant Killing, and Revenge Heart. Now, I think we've seen Revenge Heart before, but I'll just read it again. When unit is incapacitated, living allies recover a medium HP and receive a defense and mind plus 35% buff. So there you go. Overall, I like this character. I think this character is a lot of fun. This is one of those characters that I feel like you can build in multiple ways. If you want to just focus on him being a breaker, you can do that. By keeping the seal equipped for the breaking part. You could use them as a fire DPS if you need more fire for whatever fight you're going against. Like I said, this is just one of those characters that you can basically use for for a lot of reasons that you might need for. Kind of like one of those all-purpose characters. So a lot of fun. So if you pull this character, one, he's going to be good at damage in general, and two, he's going to be really, really good against dragons. He's literally the Dragon Slayer. He was going to be the #1 best unit to fight dragons with. So 100%. I say, yeah, he's good. So if you pull for him, I hope you get him. And now we have the oh man, Harmodencraft Saint Rose. Okay, I'm sure I butchered that one. Earth, no attribute physical attack damage plus 20%. Boss wave start for each soldier type. Ally HP and straight defense plus 4%, excluding the unit. Max of 12%. Battle start, autocast Stone Wall 2. Okay, it's decent. You know, you're getting a little bit of an offensive boost with this character, whatever you give it to. Let's see, you can also learn mostly things we've seen before, like Accelerate, Illusion. Stone Geyser is a new one, so I like seeing the Geyser abilities. Machine Shield, Break Boost, and an Earth High Drive, which is the other thing. So the two skills that I like the most out of here that I think are worth looking at is Stone Geyser and Earth High Drive. Very, very nice to see. All right, and then as far as the Arc Ether Reward, we have the Desert Rose. So this is an accessory with 250 MP and 60 MP. Earth, no attribute attack damage, plus 10%, with resistance to both stun and curse. So this is the kind of accessory that I would say is decent overall. The stats are nothing to brag about. I mean, the MP plus 60 is pretty good. And of course, the attack attributes for Earth and no attribute gets a minor boost as well. And actually, I just completely glossed over the resistance to illness. So this is actually a lot better than I read at first. But yeah, you want this more for the resistances than anything else, in my opinion. Now, is it one of those, you know, ether rewards you want to use Ethereum on? I would say no. It's decent, but not super, you know, crazy or anything. But overall, yeah, I think it's okay. That's all I can say. Now, for the arc in general, I like it mainly for the skills you can equip, like the Stone Geyser and Earth High Drive. That to me is the best thing about this particular arc in general. The arc trait is okay. Like everything else about the arc is just okay. This is just one of those SSRs that I think meets the standard of an SSR. So overall, it's good. It's nothing to brag about. It's not like something that's borderline UR rating or anything like that. This is just what I would expect from an SSR, and I'm good enough with that. So yeah, not bad. So overall, this is a pretty decent way to start the year. You know, we got a pretty interesting character that has multiple uses, and you have an arc that, you know, has some interesting new stuff to learn. So yeah, a decent one. So if you want to do the step up, definitely feel free to do so. Let's take a look at the paid gear. Let's take a look at the credentials. So we have the weapon called the Raven Shot. So we have the Strength 264, MP plus 30, because he definitely needs some MP. Crit rate plus 5%. I love seeing that crit rate. Physical attack, special damage plus 15%. Physical attack damage cap 1000. Reading this, it seems okay. I don't think this is anything super crazy. It's a machine, by the way. So, you know, machine mega boost, all that good stuff. But, yeah, it's just okay. I mean, I think the best thing about this is the crit rate plus 5%. The damage cap 1000 is just kind of okay because a lot of the paid gear we see in lately have had damage cap of like around 2k or higher. So the fact that it's only 1k just seems weird, but I guess they're doing it because he's a dual wield character, so they don't want to make it too good. Again, I've said this before in previous videos, if you're going to make a credential item, it needs to be worth it. It needs to be something where you can't find other things that are better. So I think that this could have been a better item for the fact that you have to pay to get it. So I'm not super impressed with this, I'll be honest with you. But overall, it's okay. But I don't know if it's worth your credentials, though. Hard to say. Let's take a look at the accessory. We have the Outlaw's Buckle. Yeehaw. So we got HP plus 500. That's actually not bad. Strength plus 52. MP plus 50, which is actually decent as well. We have a chance to nullify physical damage taken. Boost the maximum stock of the third skill, bottom left skill, and an MP plus 15%. You also get resistance to both stun and curse. This is actually a good item. This is already much better than the weapon. I mean, here's a few things to highlight. I mean, the stats overall are pretty good. The HP and the MP is actually decent for an accessory together. The nullifying the physical damage is not a big deal because the chances are pretty low, so I wouldn't depend on that. but boosting the maximum stock skills of the third skill is strong. Now, I'm just going to say and be honest with you, and I think I've mentioned this before, is I used to really underrate anything that was like skill stocks, like purple orb and stuff like that. I didn't see the point in it until I found, abilities that basically let you recharge your entire skill set. So having those extra stocks to be able to spam more skills is actually really important in these kind of content. So that's why seeing the fact that it gives you an extra S3 that you can throw, that's huge. That is really, really good. I love that. And of course, the MP plus 15% is nothing to gloss over either. That's good too. 15%? Yeah, that's super good. I like that. So this is clearly, there's no even debate. There's not even close to saying which is better. This is easily the better of the two items to get. So if you're the budget player and this is a character you want to invest in and you just want to get one of these items, 100% get the Outlaw's Buckle. Do not waste your credentials on that sword. You can definitely find better things. Really. Heck, the Scarlet Sword might even be better. But anyway. Yeah, easy pick. So that's going to be it for this episode today. Just keep in mind that we do have a new story. So check out the story. Also, we do have a second boss that you can fight in the Sun Vessel Castle. Gonna be honest with you, I like the fact that we do have a bit of a challenge. I feel like the rewards, there's nothing great, but at least we got some extra stuff to do. They also refilled and restocked some of the rewards that you can get as far as mega clusters and stuff like that. So I like the fact that they are refilling some of these rewards and stuff that we can get. So pretty nice. But overall, decent banner, I'll say. One really good accessory for paid gear. I'm glad to see at least one of them's worth it. And yeah, and great story. Until next time, keep gaming. Take care, everyone. Later.